Hi guys, so today in this video we will look and observe the Pocket Option platform. So we will see which buttons we have, where they are located, and we will briefly run through this platform and see what information we can get here. So we will also set up a platform for convenient trading. So first of all, I want to say that the Pocket Option platform was created in 2017. At the moment, the platform is in the first place in the binary options rating. So this platform is available worldwide. So it doesn't matter where are you, which country, because it is possible to trade on the platform from anywhere in the world. And of course, you can read more about this on the internet. So this video is not about that actually, yes? So today we will do the small overview of this platform. So after you open a trading platform, it doesn't matter what do you use for that, laptop, phone, so all the functionality of this platform will be available to you, and it doesn't matter from which device you're gonna trade. So for example, now I'm showing it to you with my computer, and if you use your phone, the same functionality, you will have it, it will be available to you, you don't need to worry about it. The only thing that you may have is just if you use everything, if you use your phone, so the design will be slightly different on your phone. The buttons may be positioned a little bit differently. It might look a little different, but at the same way, all the functionality in any case will be available to you fully. So friends, after you have registered on the Pocket Option platform, you will see this window. This is a chart, and in general, the platform will look like you can see that now. Only the real account of yours will be $0. But on the other hand, $50,000 will be immediately available to you on the demo account. So guys, now we will go through these buttons that we have here on the left side. So as you can see, the top button is trading. As you can see, the following menu opens here. We have the access to fast trading, real account, that is we will trade on real account with the real money, and also fast demo account trading below. This is kind of training account where virtual dollars are present, and it's designed on the platform in order to train and trade, just as some examples. So here I recommended to use the demo account and work out your strategy first here to get at least some initial experience first. Then there is also different types of trading below: Forex MT for real account, Forex MT for demo account, also Forex MT5 real account, and Forex MT5 demo account. But we are not interested in all these accounts. We do not need them. That's why, guys, you're all interested in here 2 tabs. So real account, fast trading, demo account for training. So I think it's more or less clear for you. Let's move on to the next button. As you can see, it says finance here. Okay, let's click it, and here you can see the top line deposit. So by clicking on this button, we will be able to top up our real account with the real dollars, and then next line, it's withdrawal of funds. Clicking that, you will be able to withdraw the earned money. The next line is history. Here you can see your transaction history. So that is just the replenishment or withdrawal of funds. Then the following lines are cashback and promo code. And for example, you can use the promo code at these when topping up your deposit. So that is, if you have a promo code, you will answer it here before topping up your account. So after that, you will be able to receive bonus funds to your account. And then the bottom line, it is my safe. So you can put part of your funds from the deposit into the safe. They will be in safe, you will not be able to trade on them, and so you will be able to split your deposit this way. One half is for safe, another one, for example, you continue your trading. This will make it easier for you to calculate your deposit for the next trading, but then of course you will always have a chance to return your funds and trade with them. So guys, I hope that everything is clear, and now let's continue. Click button profile. So as you can see, the following lines are shown here. here trading profile, then just profile, it is your personal profile, personal data, then there is also loyalty program, security and trading history. So guys, your personal data will be stored in this trading profile, your personal profile. These are your name, age and gender, and of course you will be able to fill in all this personality personally with your own personal data. So this is the loyalty program, and as you can see, the following information about your account is listed here. For example, I currently have VIP Elite status active. So let's look at lower. We can see other statuses. Currently, we register on the platform, you will have the beginner status available. These statuses change depending on the deposits made. Accordingly, if you're a beginner, it's up to $1,000. And as you can see, there are a few privileges here. At the same time, it's also indicated that maximum transaction amount is $1,000. So most likely, of course, you will not need such a maximum transaction amount. The next status is a master. It is activated just when deposits from $1,000 to $10,000 reached. Also, the maximum transaction amount. This status $2,000. There is also a good bonus here. This is plus 2% for the currency pair. So, for example, if the yield of the currency pair on this first status is 80%, then on the second status, if you have a master, you will have this profitability 82%. So, 2% more. And of course, this percentage increases in the following statuses. The higher the status, the more privileges. So right now, you can see the whole list. And for example, right now, I have a VIP Elite status, and these are deposits of more than $1,000. At the same time, the maximum transaction amount is $20,000, and I have some profitability plus $8 on all the assets, and also personal discount on of 25% on the market. I actually do not use this feature, I don't need it, and also we have a personal assistant here. I also have access to priority support solutions, express transactions, priority withdrawal of funds, private VIP chat, and even more exclusive promotions and benefits. Good. You can also find out more about this list on your platform, and in other words, all this information is available to you now. Let's continue and click the next button called Market. Market purchases and sales, gem lottery, gem mining, and social rewards, everything is available here. You can see that here. But as I said, I usually don't use all these functions. That's why I don't need them. Of course, if you wish, you can come here, look at everything in more detail. But let's not linger on this and continue our quick review. So by clicking the next achievements button, we will see the following tabs: achievements, history reading, community help. Of course, if you wish, you can consider all these in more detail on your own. Like I said, I don't use it at all. So guys, the next button is tournaments. Let's click on it, and as you can see, there are various tournaments here. This means that you can participate if you wish. There are both paid tournaments here and free tournaments. We see the participation is indicated $25, $20, and also is for the free tournaments. You will find that this means that you can choose any tournament you like. Then you will take part in it, and if you manage to take the leading position, for example, you will be able to share the prize pool with other winners. So as you can see, different prize pools and different tournaments. For example, in a paid commercial tournament for $25, the prize pool is $250,000, and in a free tournament, the prize pool is $250. Yes. So with this, you will have this tournament money if you decide to trade in this tournament, and you will trade with them accordingly. If you just ask to trade as much deposit as possible. And I hope, guys, it is clear to you. So now let's click another button, chat name. As you can see, there are VIP community, a personal assistant, as well as a support chat and general chat. But most likely you do not see these two chats. It's not available for you because it is for my account status, VIP community and personal assistant. But Anyway, other chats are available for you, and you can always chat to the support, and they will always try to help you. So you also can see some other personal chats where people communicate. So all traders can communicate with each other on various issues. And if you wish, of course, you can also go and see here in more detail. So now let's continue and click the next button called Help. As you can see here, there are official channels, Telegram, WhatsApp, Discord, and the other popular platforms. There's also a support service and support chat. You can also come here and watch it in more detail, of course. But the most useful and interesting tab located here is the manual and tutorials. As you can see, the following information is also presented here. So, namely, guys, everything is described in more detail about the Pocket Option platform, and there are answers and information to various questions. So, if you want to know something special about this platform, you can find the answers here. So, for example, let's click on the Video Lessons tab, and as you can see here, you can find useful information in the form of the video lessons. That is, you can see, friends, there is kind of video instruction where everything is also described in more detail. So how to start trading, how to verify your account, how to change your password, how to use the loyalty program, how to use the security settings, how to register for Pocket Options. So guys, no problem, you can watch all of this in more detail. So now let's click on the manual tab and tutorials. I recommend you also read this section because there is also useful information here, and I'm sure that you will be able to find all the answers to your questions here. Therefore, before texting to the support service, I recommend just to take a look here. It's more likely that you will find answers to your questions here, and right now, guys, you can see everything is described in sufficient detail here. So there is answer to almost any question, and I like it. That's why you can easily choose the topic you're interested in, and I'm sure after studying this information, you won't have any questions. Also, guys, you can see trading strategies are presented here. You can also click here and see everything in more detail. All the necessary information is also available here. There's trading strategies, various indicators. Each of these tabs opens and everything is described in sufficient detail. Therefore, friends, you can read all this yourself and get the necessary information, and in the future this information will really help you when trading. Now let's look at the buttons on the right side, and here I've immediately opened a trade for $1 because the top button is called Trade. As you can see, when the transaction was opened, the number 1 appeared here. This means that we have one active transaction. And just here you can see the information on this transaction. That is, on which currency pair the trade is open, for what amount, and also what is interest rate on these currency pairs. There is also a countdown. That is, at the end of this time, this transaction will be closed. And in general, guys, here you can view the history of your transactions. So now let's continue and click the next button, Signals. So as you can see here, we got the signals from the Pocket Option platform, which means that if you want, you can copy these signals. It also contains information about how many times a particular signal has been copied, and of course the currency pair, and also the direction of the price movement. So guys, you will be able to use this service too. That is, you will click the copy signal button. Before that, of course, set the amount of the trade you want to open a signal, yes, and right now, for example, it costs $1. If you wish, you can enter any amount you wish. After that, click the copy signal button. That is, the trade will be open for that time and in the direction indicated in this signal. So guys, now let's continue and click the next button called Social Trading. And as you can see here, there are traders who've been in the top for the last 24 hours. Let's click on one and take a closer look. And as you can see, guys, the following information about a particular trader is also presented here. You can view the history for today or for yesterday, and you will be able to analyze the trade of a particular trader. As you can see, it shows how many trades that trader has opened, the percentage of the profitable trades indicates the trade turnover, trade profit, maximum trade, minimum trade, and maximum profit. Also, guys, if you wish, you can copy the trading of this trader and you will be able to connect to it and copy its transaction. So let's click the copy button. Now you will see. So the following information is also here. So you will need to fill it all out yourself. For example, specify copy 100%. The minimum amount to copy is $1, and you can also set a stop balance or copy the transaction amount as much as possible. Of course, you will need to calculate it for your deposit, and after you fill in all the necessary lines, you can click to confirm, and then after that your account will automatically repeat transaction for this person. Therefore, guys, if you wish, you can try this trading method too. Well, now let's continue and click the next button called Express Trades. The essence of this trade is just you need to correctly predict 3 assets in a row. For example, let's now select currency pairs and also click these 3 green buttons up. So my investment is $1 only, yes, and this is just an example. I'll show you how it works. Then click to confirm. Now, guys, if our analysis is of these 3 assets turns out to be correct, then we will make a profit of $608. And this is just investing of $1. We will be able to make a profit of $6.08. So it's very interesting thing. Actually, of course, we're not going to do any analysis right now, but I'll just try to open a few trades as an example. So, in fact, as you understand, we need to analyze these currency pairs, then after that indicate the direction of the price movements and also set the amount of investment, and only after that click to confirm. And after that, if you correctly predict the further movement of assets, then you can get this profit of $608%. Also, there are many more currency pairs to choose from. So these are minimum 3 currency pairs, but you can choose more, 5 or 7. Of course, as you know, it will be difficult to predict all this number of currency pairs. So first of all, just try to predict at least 3 currency pairs. There is a high probability that after spending several attempts, you will still be able to predict the further movements of the chart. Then this way you can make a pretty good profit with just $1. That's very interesting, actually. And you also can invest any amount you prefer. So $10 or $100, and the profit will be much higher. So guys, if you wish, you can always try to use this trading method. Well, now let's continue and click the next button called Pending Transaction. So guys, here we can choose any currency pair and also specify the desired time as well as the payment of any interest of the currency pair, the required time and the amount of investment. After that, also choose the direction of the price movement. Now, for example, I will press the green button. So as soon as the time arrives, so the date and the time, you will automatically open a trade. And we have currently 1 trade pending. Let's consider the next button. So as you can see, guys, here there is some kind of chance to set keyboard shortcuts. So that is, if you desire, you can assign your own command to each key. Here you can select currency pairs, open trades for up or down movement, and also decrease and increase the transaction amount. So perhaps this feature will be convenient and useful to someone, and if you wish, you can certainly use it. So guys, now let's see what we got here is at the top left. So in this tab, we will be able to select any assets. So the currency pairs as well as commodity assets, cryptocurrencies also here. Then the next button is to display the chart. We have a chart enabled now. There is also a candle show bars or the Hikinashi. So, but we usually use a candlestick chart. You can also select the candle formation time below. For example, I prefer to use 15 seconds timetable, yes, because candlesticks, because for me it's more understandable and informative. The next button is tools. Here, for example, you can choose horizontal lines or array, for example. And so as you understand, we will need to all these tools when analyzing the market. That is, with the help of these lines, we will be able to set the levels of support and resistance, or for example, a downtrend or uptrend. It is for the convenience of chart analysis, and we have these tools. tools. So guys, you can take advantage of all these important things for yourself. And also guys, here you can also click on a bell. So this means that you will be able to issue some alerts when, for example, the price reaches certain values. So clicking on this hourglass, you can set a pending transaction here. For example, let me show how it works. We have selected a currency pair here, as well as the point at which the transaction will be opened, the amount of investment, and the direction of movement. So guys, here you understand we can set some reminders when the price reaches certain values, and of course we can leave the pending transaction here. Thus, the price reaches the values we need, you and I will either receive an alert or our transaction will open automatically. We can see that the price has moved to a certain point where we just left the pending trade. So this means the price reached these values, the trade was opened automatically down. The investment amount is $1 for 1 minute. So this is exactly the values that you and I set. This is exactly how this system works. So this means that this way we can place the trades we need at certain levels. After that, when the price reaches certain values, transactions will be opened automatically in the direction we need. I hope guys this point is clear to you. So now I want to tell you in more detail about the tools that we use daily in our trading. And now let's take a closer look at this tab. So as you can see, we have assets here. There are both currency pairs, commodities, cryptocurrencies, stocks, and indices. I usually, as well probably most traders, trade on currency pairs. They're ones we have chosen right now. So as you can see, there are currency pairs marked OTC as well as the regular currency pairs. So that is without OTC label. Those currency pairs that we have on OTC mark, this means that over the counter. So that is quite possible that these charts are generated by the broker's platform. Accordingly, remaining currency pairs are not marked OTC, are regular real currency pairs, let's say real live charts. Clicking on these currency pairs, you will switch between these charts. So it also sees some stars, and this means if you click on these stars, you will select the asset you need. So you just make your own list of favorites. So you can see it's at the top of the chart. For example, you can click these favorites, and this list will be yours. So I hope that it is clear, and for the convenience you can use this feature always. So guys, so I think everything is clear with the currency pairs. Let's move on. So as we have already discussed, in this tab there are types of charts. As I have already told you, I use a candlestick chart. There are different time frames, but I usually use 15 seconds Japanese candlesticks. In any case, this means that one candle is formed within 15 seconds. And now I will tell you a little bit more about this on the chart. Let me take a screenshot and I will tell you the example. So as you can see guys, there are red and green candlesticks here. So what is a candlestick anyway? Take for example this green candlestick, and it has an opening point and a closing point as well. So this green part is a kind of candle body. So we can see that there is a wick at the top. We call them wicks or shadows. So guys, the green candle appears this way. That is, it begins to form from the lower point, and within 15 seconds it reaches certain values. And also after these 15 seconds, the candle closes here at the top. So thus the body of the green candle appears, and the wicks or shadows that form during the formation are directly the lows and highs, and the price reached during the formation of this very candle. We also see a red candle nearby. So let's discuss it. So this candle was open at the top, that is, opening point of the candle is at the top, and since the closing point of this candle was at the bottom, a red candle appeared this way, red colored, and during this time period the price decreased. Also during the formation of this candle, the price reached its highs and lows. That is why we can also observe the shadows of this candle here. Here, for example, with the red candle, we see that bottom there is a certain wick, a certain shadow. Thus, we see that this is the lowest value of what the price can reach during the formation of this 15-second red candlestick. That is this way, guys, the green and red candlesticks are formed. The price moves in this range and leaves behind a certain trace, which we are observing this in the form of the candlestick chart. And based on this trace in the form of green or red candlestick, as well as wicks, there are some price shadows, we can predict the further movement of the chart. That is, in this way, support and resistance levels appear here, ascendant and descendant trends are also formed, and of course technical analysis figures are here as well. So guys, based on guided by all these facts, you and I can predict the further movement of the charts. As you already know, I use 15-second candlestick in my trading because the price moves more impulsively on such a time frame. For example, on 1 minute or 5-minute time frame, that is on the older time frames. The price is more smooth and easy for moving slowly. This way the market is more lively for 15 seconds. You can see all the intentions, it's visible. This chart is more impulsive, and I'm used to the fact that it's more convenient to me, and I analyze this type of chart. If you're a trader, you can choose your own chart. So guys, I hope that this point is also clear to you. So now let's click the next button. As you can see, there are some tools here, for example, horizontal lines, and these lines we can use and set resistance and support levels. We will need them for analysis chart. So we visually identify the levels we're interested in. Also, of course, we can see exactly how the price behaved at these very levels. Using these tools, we will be quite convenient for this chart also. So now let's click the next button. As you can see, here we have the indicators. Let's choose one of them. In other words, the indicators, it's the auxiliary tool for technical analysis. For example, the indicator shows us the overbought and oversold zones, also the moving average you can see, and right now we have a certain level of resistance at the top, and we see the price has been rolling down from this zone, just like on this indicator. This model is here because we also see the moving average has moved beyond the overbought zone, and that is it bounced from the zone and moved down. So we can see the indicator help us analyzing the market. So these are the indicators and the large number of them. You can also use them if you wish. So now let's click the next button, and here we have the internal indicators of the platform itself. So that's on the right there, a display of some trading volumes. It's really a useless thing, and I do not recommend it. So also social networks, social trading, clicking this button, you will see who opens trades there. It will be displayed on the chart. Right now we are seeing some transactions in different currencies, and these are the trades of the traders who trade here in real time on the platforms. It's quite a funny thing. You can see who analyzes the market and how it opens the trade. So next trade, it just helps you to switch on the several charts at once. Let's just choose one. As you can see, guys, here the screen was divided into 4 screens. Each of the screens has its own interface. We can select the currency pair we need, and we will immediately see 4 different charts. And also, of course, everything you will see this buy and sell button. This way you will be able to trade on 4 charts at once. Well, of course, the display can be different, 4, 3 charts and whatever. And of course, you understand, with this display the area of the chart becomes smaller, but to control any situation, such a function can also be useful, of course. Even though I usually don't use this feature, I'm used to analyzing a specific one chart I'm interested in right now, and I'm spending all my time with it. So personally, don't use this feature. Maybe you will like it, maybe you will use it, and it's very good if you use it at large screens. So you will see this history, it will be obvious for a long period. So guys, this function is available, you can use it, need it or not, it's up to you, you need to decide. So let's close the charts that we don't need. As you can see, the displays also change immediately. As I said, you can leave 3 or 2 charts. So guys, now let's look at this block of buttons on the right side. Exactly, there is a timer at the top. There is the time which the transaction will be opened. Therefore, before opening a trade, we will need to set the time with you. This is 1, 3, 4, 5 minutes. For example, let's open a trade for 1 minute down trade. That is, as you can see, I set the time for 1 minute. I click the red button and we open the down trade here. So we can set any time we need. Everything, of course, depends on the technical analysis. Also here, of course, you can switch to the expiration time. It says 11:14. Okay, if we open a trade now, let's, for example, click the red button, it means that our trade will close at 11:14 a.m. So that is when this time is reached, the transaction will be closed. As you can see, there are literally only few seconds left. That is, guys, here you will be able to choose any convenient time for which our trade will be opened. Which option to use, it's up to you, but I usually use a fixed time that is stable, 1, 2, 3, 5 minutes. So guys, the next window here, you can set the transaction amount. The minimum transaction amount of the platform is $1, but the maximum amount of the transaction depends on your status. As I've said, just enter any amount you need, and it is this amount for the transaction will be opened whenever you want, if you click the red or green button. So interest rate for a specific currency pair is shown below. In this case, it's plus 92%. This means that when investing, for example, $1, in case of a positive transaction, you will receive $1 to the 92 cents. So also you can see green and red buttons. For example, with the green button, we will open a trade up. So open a down trade with the red button. I've just opened 2 trades. One is up trade, one is down trade. So we will predict the firm movement on the chart. There are also artificial intelligence trading buttons here. So if I click on it, the trade opened automatically. That is, you just click the button and market analyzes, and it will use the artificial intelligence. So it selects the direction of the chart movement. Unfortunately, if goes sometimes negatively, but that's okay. Of course, you understand you shouldn't really trust AI on this platform because there may be some negative traits, but I still recommend that you study technical analysis yourself. When you understand the market yourself, you will be able to predict asset movements more accurately. But also, if you wish, you can use this AI button. So try to trade using artificial intelligence of the pocket option itself. So it is interesting. So also recommend you not forget about the risk and money management. So you should always use your trading and you should be confident. Well, and I hope that after watching this video, some things have become clearer, some things have become more interesting to you, and you want to use this platform yourself. So at least you know where everything is, all the buttons, location. Guys, it's kind of difficult and a long video, I understand, but I'll just add some little information about it. So you know that you can always text me if you have any questions left about the pocket option platform or about trading. You have all the contacts below in the links under this, in the description under this video. So I hope that my help will really work out for you. You will start using this pocket option platform, but you remember to get to my private chat, send me the code word private to my personal Telegram messages, Emma Miller 03. So guys, wish you all the best, wish you good luck, subscribe to my channel, like this video, waiting for you in my private chat, and see ya in the next one.